All right, hey, we're gonna build a shed out here. I guess we got too much stuff, and winter's coming, and we got to get it in and keep it protected. So you can see some form boards that I've put together on a footing and a stem wall there. All right, well, we got our string stretched out, and we're hoping it's all square. Basically, after setting this front wall here, I pulled strings off of that and tried to make them square at 8 by 12. I know they're not level, but they're just to mark where the piers will go and the corners, basically. So using the old Pythagorean theorem, we went 3 feet on one leg, 4 feet on the other, and 5 feet on the hypotenuse should mean square in the corners. And so Pythagorean, big word, but basically a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And okay, well, here's what I came up with for this this back foundation wall. You can see a stem wall on the left with a nice big footing tied into the hillside, and then I've got these 3 post bracket supports and some pads there. And actually under the pads there's some nice deep pilings almost with rebar. So I'm feeling pretty good about this back wall. And so the next thing is to fill out this front wall, which is right in front of me here. Okay, well, I got my front foundation wall temporarily in place. Again, I got to wheel some concrete through here, so for there's 2 girders inside of here, and so I got to put some pier pads in, some piers. But I did want you to see that the string I've got kind of so I can locate that. But all right, well, we got these nice deep holes because again we're on a hillside here that we're going to fill with concrete and put some piers in. And these are the center girders, and so yeah, so they have to accommodate a regular pier, and I went extra deep again just because we're on a hillside. Alright, well, we're getting the plywood up the sheathing. We're using 1/2 inch, and I'm glad I bought this plywood last year because the price has tripled within a year, as all building materials, it seems like, has really gone up with this COVID for whatever reason. The demand is there, but there's no supply, and so they've raised prices. So again, I'm glad I got enough to finish this out. And got some windows to cut out there. We'll look at that later. And then just kind of filling in the top. And you can see I'm already storing things inside. And I got the roof done, which I'll show you next. And again, I was looking for a dry place to store things this winter. So we did accomplish that before we kind of shut things down. And now here we are in spring. So we're going to get back after it. Okay, well, we've got this back deck. I've cantilevered it out from our structure, and which is good and bad. Cantilever means you don't have anything under it, which is kind of neat, and it also looks great. But extending it from the previous structure means you've got to extend these joists, these floor joists back, and they go underneath the structure a good 3/4 of the way there. And they are 2 by 12, so I think they're sturdy enough. Water detail. So as we look into where these join the building, I've put some metal flashing to try to keep the water from getting against the sheathing there. And then of course there's the felt paper behind it, the tar paper, which should help. And then I'm going to extend that out as far as trying to really make sure with caulking and other types of flashing to really make sure that no water gets behind it, because that's one of the drawbacks to this type of a setup as far as cantilevering a deck off a previous structure. And of course you never know when it fails. It could be 20 years from now as you walk out and you fall off it. So anyway, and speaking of falling off it, we wouldn't want to fall off it here because it's a long ways down.